The first in Michigan Robotics State Championship is brought to you by
STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, is incredibly important. Frankly, it's one of my personal passions. When we look at how technical the vehicle is getting, we're going to need to have the right technical resources to make sure we can design and engineer the very, very best vehicles.
Bosch, a leading technology and services company in the automotive, industrial, consumer goods, energy, and building technology sectors, lives out its slogan, Invented for Life, by enriching STEM education among tomorrow's engineers and entrepreneurs.
A lot of excitement here at Eastern Michigan. Robotics teams from all over the state come together and compete for a championship. It's the first in Michigan Robotics Championship. We welcome you inside here to the Convocation Center at Eastern Michigan. Dan Gutowski, along with my partner Dave Verbrugge, will be joined by Sarah Zientarski in just a moment. But Dave, let's give everyone an overview of what's going to happen today. There's 8 alliances made up of 3 robots each, and they are all competing in kind of a basketball format on this field. Let's go over some of the general rules that will give everyone an idea as to how teams might win today.
Well, they'll start out, each alliance will have up to 3 balls on the field. So there's an autonomous period where it's pre-programmed into the machines. So they could score those 3 balls. They're trying to score those in the first 10 seconds of the match. Typically, we'll see each robot with 1 ball trying to score that, maybe one with 2 in a game playing defense. After that, we go to the teleoperated mode. That's 2 minutes and 20 seconds worth where the students step up and then they're operating the robots at that point. And what they're trying to do is cycle as many times. Each alliance at that point will have only 1 of their balls out there. They're trying to pass from one robot to another to earn assist points for when they earn it and score that goal. There's also a truss on the field. It's about 5 feet off the ground. If they throw the ball over that, there's points for that. And should a robot on their alliance catch it on the other side, there's points for that. So autonomous period 10 seconds, teleoperated 2 minutes 20 seconds, trying to cycle the ball as much as possible and slow down your opposition from doing the same.
Yeah, there's some other nuances and details we'll talk about in just a moment. But right now, let's bring in the 3rd member of our broadcast. That's Sarah Zientarski.
Thank you so much, Dan and Dave. I am here with Tito Huffman, who is a ref of aerial assist. Now, this year's game is a little bit more physical than last year's game and previous years. So fouls play a lot into the scoring. Can you tell us a little bit about what the fouls are and how much that scores for the other team?
There are regular fouls, which are 20-point penalties, and then there's technical fouls, which are 50-point penalties. And teams acquire fouls in many different ways. There's several rules within the game. Like one of the main rules is for pinning. A defending robot can only pin an offensive robot for 5 seconds.
Now we see these scores get pretty high. How many ways are there to score an aerial assist?
There are 4 different ways to score. Teams can herd the ball or assist the ball down the field in order to score into a low goal, which is worth 1 point. They can score into a high goal, which is worth 10 points. If teams get 3 assists down the way, that's a 20-point bonus. If teams only get 2 assists, it's a 10-point bonus. But teams also, you notice there's a big truss across the middle of the field. If teams launch the ball over the truss, it's a 10-point bonus instantly. So you can really rack up the points here and really score high without a match.
Sounds like it's got to be tough keeping up with all those points. How are the refs able to score the game?
It is a fast pace, and it's a hard job for the refs to score this game because we have to track possessions, which robot possesses a ball in which zone. We also are recording where the ball is scored, whether it's scored in the low goal, whether it's scored in the high goal, whether it goes over the truss, and whether it's caught. So the referees have a really big duty in keeping track and keeping up with the pace of this game. As you can see, it's a pretty fast-paced game.
Well, thank you so much, Tito. Keep up the good work, and we'll go back to you, Dan and Dave.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Sarah. As we continue here with our coverage of the Robotics Championship, always an exciting day. Dave Verbrugge, Dan Gutowski here at the Convocation Center. And Dave, we've got our 4 semifinalists. We're all set. We know who's moved on from the quarterfinals. So we are set for the start of our first semifinal match of the afternoon. And again, it's still a best of 3. Red Alliance features the Fighting Pie from Armada, the Hot Team from Milford, and Team Chaos from Holland.
Yeah, now what's interesting, you see the other teams here now, the captains from Waterford, Torque from Oxford, and Team Robotics from Holland. 4 of these teams, that is 17-18, 67, 21-37, and 30-98, were just competing against each other 2 weeks ago in Waterford. And it was 67 against 17-18 with 30-98. Now the tables have turned. And we also see 2 Holland, Michigan teams. We have Holland High School, 74, and Holland Christian, 107. So I'm sure those folks know each other well, too. They're probably at the beach all summer long together, you know, tossing the Frisbee and everything. Right. Now they're lined against each other here out on the field.
Yeah, great community involvement from every school that's involved here. So we'll get started with the autonomous round, then we'll move to teleop and see how things shake down as we move closer to crowning a champion in this year's Michigan First Robotics State Competition.
And we're underway.
Off we go. The autonomous period begins. Getting off to a good start can be so important as the Red Alliance holding their shots, and one bounces back. And they blow a chance to get more points in the autonomous period, but the Fighting Pie makes a high goal score to make things closer here in teleop.
Yeah, and that was key, to get that ball up quickly and off the field so you could start cycling. That was interesting.
Good block by the hot team.
Yeah, a block. And now they're keeping, see, they're not playing the ball, they're playing the machine, right? So Torque's trying to pick it up. And what you didn't see is Hot go after that ball. And it's inbounded them. Boom, just like that, they went on to offense.
And the Fighting Pie with a trust pass for points for the Red Alliance, giving them a reasonably decent lead, but a lot of time left here. And a shot for a make for the Blue Alliance by the captains.
So we see the strategy for Red. They inbound to 74. They did a nice quick pass to 17-18. Over to the student, and now Hot turns around and
off balance, and he got bumped, and he scored for a high goal.
And fully lit up. So they got all assist points. And now Hot instantly goes to playing defense. Nice pick there by Torque. You see how Torque did the kind of the pick and roll.
Excellent, but they are able to get some points by trussing it over. Loose ball pickup there by the captains for the Blue Alliance. They're down by 45 points.
And 74 just pushing them around. That's the Holland High team. The Cap and the Fighting Pie playing defense. And right, so they're 2 machines. 17-18, 30-98 right there. Last week, they were together. They won the Waterford District against 67.
The Hot team not able to convert that shot. It was too high, had too much arc on it. Blue Alliance still trailing by 30 points. This is a very low-scoring battle. There's a truss attempt for points.
And 67 came around. One of the beauty of 67, that shooting mechanism can swing both ways. And so they don't have to have a set orientation. They can swing that shooter around to the other position.
Only 4 seconds left, and the Red Alliance with a strong showing, and they have one-upped the Blue Alliance here and taken the best 2 of 3 with a win here.
You know, as I watched that one, right, in the quarterfinals, they had some field issues, and definitely the Red Alliance, that #1 alliance, was uncertain of their ability. Here, they look very workmanlike in that match. And here's the replay. Nice shot here of the Blue Autonomous. Great job. And here's the Fighting Pie pulling up. Now, the goal was not Hot in that particular one. That was a cleanup of an... Yeah, just fortunate timing there. Unfortunate timing for the Holland Christian team as 67 pulled in front of them. Inbounding there by the human player. 67 coming over. And even though Holland Christian gave the Milford team a shot, they got the shot off. The team 67 is Milford High School, Lakeland High School, and International Academy West at Lakeland High School, the Huron Valley schools. And so there's your final. Again, they were down by 15, the #1 alliance coming out of autonomous. but it was all Red Alliance. Yeah, that 150 there to 160. Foul free, so that's good to see.
Let's go in the pits right now with Sarah. She's standing by with the hot team.
I'm here with Nathan of the hot team. You guys just won the first match of the semifinals. What was your strategy going into that game, and how did that prevail?
So our main strategy is we wanted to get the 3 assists, right? So what we started with is we had Team 74 passing it, getting it from the human player in the inbound. They're going to do a kiss with 17-18, the Fighting Pie. The Fighting Pie was going to come over, and they were going to truss it to me, and then I was going to throw it into our robot, and then we're going to try to avoid the defense and get it in the high goal.
So they were always on the defensive side, making sure that they didn't score any points, but your robot was the only one on the offensive side there.
Yes.
How was it to be able to go up against those 2 defenders? They seem to be pretty physical.
It was interesting. They were definitely playing a lockout strategy, trying to make sure we couldn't score the goal. So we were just trying to make sure to avoid the contact and try to get it in there as quickly as possible.
All right, well, thank you so much, Nathan, and good luck in the second match of the semifinals. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you. Governor Rick Snyder has made his way here to the Convocation Center here in Ypsilanti, and certainly if you're going to bring out the big guns, you want the governor here at the Convocation Center at the first robotics state competition here at the campus of Eastern Michigan. One question that we always want to ask the governor when he's here is, you're kind of a self-proclaimed nerd. There's no shame in that. You're out front about that. What is it like for you to have the chance to experience this environment every year and just come right back to it?
Well, it's incredible. I mean, I wish we had this when I was a kid in terms of opportunities for events like this, because what it does is encourage people to come out. It's sports combined with technology, if you think about it, in terms of the spirit. Look at these young people and the passion and fire. And these kids love to learn and take on challenges that a lot of adults would look at one of these robots and say, you can't build that. Look at the things that have been made here and the attitudes. The other part that's really great, and I've started to talk more to employers about this, is if you see a resume eventually for someone looking for a job and they have FIRST Robotics on it, it's something that really stands out to show they know how to be on a team. They know how to do the success. So it's something that I think is a credential that should mean something. And I'm very happy at the state level to say we're now providing support for FIRST Robotics in terms of helping new teams get started, coaching. It's a wonderful thing because it's a win for Michigan.
Absolutely.
Well, we always enjoy spending time with Governor Rick Snyder. Rick, we know you want to enjoy this, and we'll let you off the hook, and we'll let you step aside. But thanks so much for sharing this part of your day with us.
Yeah, well, thank you. But I want to thank you for covering this event, because I hope it's something that continues to get coverage and people's interested in watching this at home, because this is a lot of fun.
I'm coming here as long as they'll have me.
Well, thank you. It's great to be with you.
Good to see you.
Thank you, Governor.
We see the matchup here for the next semifinal, the Red Alliance and the Blue Alliance. And again, the margin of error shrinks as we move deeper and deeper. This is the second semifinal, first match.
And when you look at this, now we get 469, the other 3-time state champ. One of the years they won, it was with 28-34, one of their alliance partners. On the other side, 33, they were state champs in 2011. They had done that with Team 67. So in the last year, so again, here we got 469 and 23-37 together. Last year, they were against each other in the finals. You may recall 469 was a tremendous scoring machine. 23-37 could push anybody around. Nobody could handle the defense put up by 23-37.
So our autonomous period begins. Very important to get off to that good start. Blue Alliance ready to knock down all 3 shots.
As did the red. I think the red was perfect and blue almost perfect. So just a 5-point differential.
The Red Alliance maxes out on points, and to teleop we go. Killer Bees with that ball. Sorry, that's Team Rush with a truss pass for points. And a shot that ricochets out of bounds for the Blue Alliance.
Nice big target by the B machine. You see how quickly they could inbound, because the B machine just opens up that student just flips it in there. They do that very quickly.
And the Red Alliance inbounds to the Engineers. And the Engineers is able to get a high goal for points.
So
Still
they
a very close score, though.
Right, so there we see inbounding to 469. They truss over to their student. They feed in to the Bionic Blackhawks. Now they are looking for the third partner, the Engineers, but both being pushed back.
For the Blue Alliance, the Killer Bees trying to navigate and shake off the defender. That's Las Guerrillas. Boy, that is just persistent defense on Killer Bees.
Yeah. Now the pick. See, 314 came in there to open it up.
He took a shot,
and just like that,
backwards.
Right, and the Bionic Blackhawks jumped into the mix.
Wow, very close with under a minute to go here in this first of a best-of-3 semifinal.
And just suffocating defense here being played by the Red Alliance on blue. Now the Bees get the open field. Boom.
High goal.
All lit.
Lit up.
Close match.
They need that one. They've got a possession here with Team Rush handling the ball and coming up short. Ball bounces out of play.
Now it's back inbounded, but they didn't get those truss points.
Yeah, the Megatron Oracles gives it up to Killer Bees, who scoops it. They need a bucket to get some points back. They'll go for three.
They got the lead. Fully lit up. That red ball is huge now with just 8 seconds.
Ball is loose on the floor. Can the Red Alliance pick it up? It's blocked.
That's going to be the difference.
And the Blue Alliance with a key basket late and some timely defense after the score wins it.
The Red Alliance could not get to that ball. And you know, the Blue was playing it perfectly. They were not playing the ball. They were keeping the machines off the ball.
So the Blue Alliance with the win. Now just one win away from a finals trip. Here's our replay starting with Autonomous.
Yeah, Autonomous perfect there. 23-37, a nice score. Truss over quickly into the Bionic Blackhawk.
How about some Red Alliance defense right here? Just enough to force the miss. Again, the big defensive stop late. Well, that was real close. Only a 30-point swing in Teleop, and that's about why it ended where it ended.
Right, foul free, and now the scores. It's interesting how this game has quickly developed, how big a role the defense is playing now. Again, a lot of experience out on the field. Again, Team 74, the Holland High School team, rookie year was 1995. Team 67 rookie year was 1997. I believe 107, their rookie year was 1997. So, I mean, when you say 1995 was your rookie year, that's 20 years these teams have been in first robotics competition.
And that longevity, though, speaks to the high level of quality that Michigan teams have in this competition. Let's take a look behind the scenes at Team Chaos.
Chaos stands for creativity, hustle, achievement, opportunity, and success.
We're Team 74. We're from Holland, Michigan. One of the oldest teams in Michigan. This is our 20th anniversary this year.
Team 74 was founded in 1994 with the help of G.W. Hayworth, founder of Hayworth. He was a former shop teacher with Holland High, and he met with Dean Kamen and saw the potential for this program and the need for this program in the community.
It just has that entire history behind it that we've just been through so much, and if you can look behind me, there's just so many robots just ranging from the beginning right here to current.
We are a very close-knit community, and we are here to help each other, work with each other. We even work with other area teams.
What you do a lot of the competitions, you're always helping people because they always need something, and being around a lot, we just have so much to give because we have so many spare things as well as just so much knowledge and so much history behind us.
You take pride in your own team, and there also will be other teams that look at your team as like, oh, that's a well-established team. That team knows what they're doing.
I think especially like the new teams look and go, wow, team 74, when they've got a number like 5,000 and something.
You're being looked at by other teams as a role model because you've been around for 20 years.
There is sort of that sense of respect, but also they understand that people come and go from the team, and so just because you're an old team doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be the winner.
So the Red Alliance won the first semifinal. It's 2 of 3 though, so the Blue Alliance has to win or they will go home. Our autonomous period begins. A little pressure on the Blue Alliance, but they come on very strong.
And likewise for Red 70-70, all tied up. Now recall last time it was Red dominating in the teleop. So let's see what happens this time if Blue's got an answer.
Hard hit in the corner by the hot team for the Red Alliance, dislodging the ball, but it's picked up by Team Robotics, who makes a successful truss.
Nice truss over a 30-98. Student feeds it in there. But now the defense of 74. See, that 74 is a strong pushing machine there. Now 30-98. Got around it, and 107 doing the pick.
That's the hot team able to succeed for the Red Alliance with that shot.
Totally tied up, 100-100.
Well, the Blue Alliance will not go down easily if in fact they go down at all. 90 seconds left, tied at 100.
Red inbounding now. They've got all 3 assists here. The goal totally lit up.
The hot team getting pushed back.
Yep, Torque
in both directions. Torque doing a great job, and also assistance by Team Robotics.
The shot went way high for the Red Alliance, giving Blue the lead. Now 67 lines up again. Makes it count.
At some point, you have to get rid of the ball,
right?
Just to get yourself in a new position. And the Blue Alliance with a pass over by Team Robotics. Still a 10-point lead though for the Red Alliance.
And 74, strong powertrain underneath that 74 machine. Now they can't pin too long.
Almost a successful pass from the Fighting Pie ahead to the hot team for the Red Alliance. Just an 11-point lead for the Blue Alliance here with 30 seconds to go. The hot team has it for the Red Alliance.
They need that score. 30-98, playing tough D.
Boy, what a huge traffic jam out there.
And they're good with that shot.
Huge.
They got to keep those blue teams off that ball. 67 races down there.
Good pickup by Team Robotics, and a dead robot on the field. That's the captains for the Blue Alliance. It gives new life to the Red Alliance. Can they get some points here before the clock goes 0?
And I think the key there was that blue ball was down there, and Holland Christian quickly jumped in, picked up that ball before any of the red machines. 67 was racing down there to get to that ball, and the Holland Christian team scooped it up and scored it. There was a technical foul. Let's see if that had been in the real time.
The Blue Alliance overcoming the foul and evening things up. Next semifinal matchup between these two teams will determine which of them is going into the finals.
Well, and actually that foul gave them the win.
Right, okay, if you do the math, right.
Right, the foul was against Team 74. That gave 50 additional points to the Blue Alliance. That swung that match in there. And so a G29 is an illegal defense. It was pinning. So it was called on Team 74, and they pinned one of the Blue Alliance machines for over 5 seconds. Were called for a G29. So the foul against the Red Alliance, giving 50 points to the Blue, and it swung that match around.
The slimmest margin of errors. Let's go in the Blue Alliance pits and talk to the captains. Here's Sarah.
Yes, I'm here with Josh of the captains. And Josh, you guys just evened up the semifinals. How does that feel, and what did you do in this match that was different from last week?
It feels great to even it up. It gives us another chance to maybe go for the gold. We played a lot more defense this match, tried to make sure that the other team didn't score as much. and we were able to communicate better with our partners, kind of clear up most of the clutter that was happening in the last match, so we had the time to shoot. Something happened with one of the sensors on our collector that allows it to stay straight up, and it was kind of just twitching a little bit, so we had to fix that.
But then it died during the match as well. What are you going to do in order to make it go smoothly in the next match?
Try to get so many pushing wars.
All right, thank you so much, Josh, and we'll go back to Dan and Dave.
All right, thank you, Sarah. Good insight. And again, tense moments. Boy, working on that machine when it's advance or go home. Before we get to the next match, let's hear the Killer Bees story.
Team 33 started in 1996, and we've been participating in First now for 19 seasons. So our robot this year is Buzz 19. Over the course of our team history, we've done a lot in making robotics cool at Notre Dame Prep. We actually have about 50 kids come out for the team every year. Right now in 2014, we have a 50-50 split in terms of guys and girls on the team, and I think that's something that just really builds upon itself. Like, our whole drive team is all female, and to see that I think is really inspiring in terms of like, hey, I can do that too.
I love the fact that we have a lot of girls. Being in First, it's predominantly male, and it just makes our team kind of cooler and have like more of a dynamic, because it's not just males doing the work, like it's females and males doing the work.
A lot of the skills that are required in doing things like this, attention to detail, ability to follow instructions, a lot of girls at this age are inherently actually better than boys at doing these things.
I feel like having girls on the team and seeing that, hey, those girls actually know what they're talking about, or hey, there's kids working on the robot in the field right now. It really gives teams a realistic picture of what our team is and what we do and what we strive to do.
I just love to wire things and solder and like see like how things flow and everything. And it just like really clicked for me, and I was like, I definitely want to pursue a career in this.
When I go into an engineering field, it's not going to matter if I'm a girl or a guy. They're going to give me the job based off of my own skills, my own capabilities, my own talents. So to have a team that rewards that just like they will in the real world is extremely valuable.
Here we are, we're coming up on semifinal 2, match number 2. In this one, the Blue Alliance is up 1-0.
So the Red Alliance has to win or they'll be done. That Red Alliance team, the Bionic Blackhawks, the Engineers, and Las Gorillas, and off we go with autonomous play in the Blue Alliance. All business early.
Yeah, and the red looked perfect too here.
So kind of a draw as we go into teleop.
Yeah, just a slight advantage. Red was perfect. They got 75, blue 70.
And the Megatron Oracles hands off to Team Rush for the Blue Alliance. And offense a little bit slow to respond. There's a truss pass for points by the Red Alliance.
Like a rugby scrum there in the center there, all 6 machines.
You got to win ugly this late in the weekend.
Yeah, this is not for the faint of heart. The Bees just go low there. You know, they had a gift. It's like, take it. Take those
points and get out.
That's right. They're becoming harder and harder to come by.
The Megatron Oracles has it for the Blue Alliance. The handoff successful to Team Rush, who maneuvers out into an open area and is delayed getting a shot off. And now the Red Alliance recovers defensively.
Yeah, I'm wondering. There they go.
They set up for the truss pass.
Yeah. So they do let it go, but it did not get all the way to their human player. Courtney Hughes there is their human player.
Killer Bees robot for Blue Alliance getting knocked around a little bit.
And again, all bottled up there.
Great defense right under the truss, and a Blue Alliance high goal score by the Killer Bees robot.
And the Bees playing D on now 469.
Las Gorillas has it, fires it for Red Alliance. They're down about almost 50 points.
Beautiful shot by the Bees there. They were running away from the goal. Shot. They're able to get in the open field. So this Blue Alliance starting to put the throttle down and pull away.
And if they win, they're in the finals. Good possession there for Team Rush for the Blue Alliance, but a good block defensively by the Bionic Blackhawks.
If I'm blue now, it's just like play clean, don't get yourself any dumb fouls here at the end.
Don't get crazy, good defense.
That's right. Now 3:14 breaks free, whoa! Launches that well over the goal.
Engineers taking the 1 point for the low goal, but the Red Alliance is done. The Blue Alliance advances. We'll tabulate that final score, but you know what those hugs mean. They're moving on.
A lot of excitement down there in the blue driver station and in the stands for those teams. At this point, this is the point where you go, yep, we won it. But until that final score goes up, you know, you just keep your fingers crossed to be sure.
You don't want to celebrate too early. We can celebrate.
Yeah.
They can't. Here's Autonomous for the Red Alliance. Blue Alliance defense.
And just bottling everything up in there.
And it's final, the Blue Alliance. Team Rush, the Megatron Oracles, and the Killer Bees have advanced into the finals. Let's go back in the pits and join Sarah Zientarski with Team Rush.
Thank you. I'm with Courtney from Team Rush. You know, what's really cool about Team Rush is that they do a lot in the community. Can you just say what you guys work in camps and stuff around the community? Yeah, we actually have over 75 events that we have annually. A lot of the stuff happens in the summer because we are so busy during the build season. So when it comes to the summer events, we have Lego camps where we help out little kids get more involved with Lego camps and Legos, FLL. And so we also have FTC camps that people get more involved with FTC, which is First Tech Challenge, which is like little mini robots. We also get really involved with our community with the Rush Regatta, which is Summer Engineering Challenge and entrepreneurship fundraising event. So we actually have 192 sponsors and we raised over $36,000 in the process. And so my team actually won this summer, so it was really cool to see the fact that we built a sustainable boat and we raised over around $10,000. Wow, that really is amazing. Thank you so much, Courtney, and good luck in the rest of the matches this afternoon. All right, we'll go back to you guys.
All right, thank you. Courtney's fired up.
And so we have one of our finalists. Now we'll end up going back to semifinal 1, and the winner there will advance. And so with those three that advance, I mean, a great alliance, that number 2 alliance with 469, a 3-time state champ, 23-37. They were in the finals last year at state. 28-34, their one state championship was with 469 back in 2010. So there's the bracket, and moving on is the number 3 alliance.
And while we have a minute, let's get to know Team 314 a little better.
314 started back in 1999.
When it was first formed and everything, there was not that many teams in first. We had, Flint was thriving with the automotive industry and everything, so lots of engineers and it was here. That meant we had tons of mentors, so that helped us to be, you know, a really good team. But as those jobs got transferred, so did those engineers and everything.
About 6-7 years ago, we were the team that nobody wanted to be around. We were just that low in it. So my freshman year, we really tried to start turning it around.
Some of the kids have realized that if they want to be on top of that mountain, that they're going to have to fight for it.
For us, we have to learn the aspect of being able to go and get something that you want. It's not something that we have the resources of a mentor that comes to our meetings automatically. It's a lot of outside of robotics, we need to be researching this, and we have to do a lot of the analysis ourselves.
It was a tough fight back up to the top, but I think one thing is it helped show how we can push. We don't just stop, and that's one of the things that we love to say is even if something fails or we're not going the way, we never stop.
We continue to build up and work and basically remove everything that the team stood for before and build it again.
I think it's definitely a good feeling to give Flint something good to talk about. We always are trying to spread all of the good stuff, because a lot of what people know about Flint is all of the bad stuff. They don't notice the good stuff that's going on. So being a part of that positive outcome of Flint is really meaningful.
And again, it was just a couple weeks ago that 3098 along with 1718 had the number of 67, 3098 and 1718 winning the Waterford district. We're all tied up. We've got a Holland team on each side. Holland Christian, 107 on the blue. Holland High in the red. And we've got the Oxford team. Team Torque, 2137. Five of the 6 teams here, I believe it would be their first trip to the state final. So 67 has been there, but 17, 18, 74, 107, 21, 37, 30, 98 would all be new to that state finals.
And here we go, the autonomous period. Everybody's been doing very well lately in this autonomous period, so that has not been a huge factor. Blue Alliance a little bit underwhelming on their autonomous trip, but to Kelly-Opp we go.
And they clear that one ball off there, but it's a 70-51, and Red has started their cycling. We've seen a pass from 74 down to 17-18, lining up for the truss. They do get it over.
Good pass by the Fighting Pie.
Now the ball into 67, 2 machines on them. They're trying to squirt away. And it's Team Torque now doing the defense, a lot of defense.
The hot team has that huge basket to catch the ball and some good speed on the run. They hit the high goal.
That was totally lit up, so that gave them 40 points. Oh, the captains go a little high with that shot.
On the run.
And now they have to track it down. That hurts, because meantime, 74, they're running away. They trust. Well, we've got an issue with the 107 machine. Oh, this is bad news.
That's
for
Team
the Blue
Robotics.
Alliance. Bad news for the Blue Alliance
and
here.
The Red Alliance was already way up on the scoreboard anyway, but when you're down a machine, not much you can do there.
No, I mean, at this point, this is, again, where the Red Alliance needs to play really smart. No dumb penalties. Don't do something that would get yourself eliminated. 107 comes back to life. So now they're moving again. If I had to take a guess, maybe something overheated on that machine. It cooled down, came back to life. It's still not over. This is 200 to 131.
They're going to have to scramble. There's a pass to that Team Robotics, and a truss pass for points.
Still trying to inbound to Red. Now 67. Torque does a heck of a job defending against 67, and 107 jumps in to help out.
Pushed him way out of position. Now 2 machines in on that block.
It is close. This thing is not over by any means. Now 67 gets around, but gets hammered there by 30-98.
The hot team trying to get free. They'll get a good look at a basket. A good shot that will put this on ice. The high goal late. And just a little bit of a window there where the Blue Alliance lost one of their machines, and that was enough to give the Red Alliance a big cushion. They exploit it to advance to the finals.
Yeah, I think the thing they'll review here is what happened to the 107 machine. Make sure it wasn't something to do with the field. We got a replay here. Fighting Pie scoring in autonomous. Hot holding on the ball. They're letting it go until the goal got hot. There's a run and gun by 67, rattling it through. Nice truss there by 74. Captains score, but the shot went wide. I think they got bumped right at the end. Inbounding. A key is, it seems like, to get rid of that, if you've got the open shot, don't hesitate, because the defense will suffocate you if you hesitate for a moment. And so I'm sure they'll take, like I was saying, take a look at the 107 machine, make sure that wasn't anything to do with the field, that it was the robot.
So the scoreboard goes up and not much drama. The Red Alliance advances. And we are set for our finals match, a best-of-3 showdown. Let's go in the pits and join Sarah talking with Team Chaos.
I'm here with Evan from Team Chaos. Now you're heading into the finals here. How do you think your alliance matches up against that third alliance?
I think we have a pretty strong alliance, but this entire competition has been tough because we have the best teams in the state here. But I think we have a pretty good chance. We're working together really well now, so I think we have a pretty good shot.
Is there any kind of new strategy that you're going over right now before the finals?
That would be more of my drive team, but it seems like from what I've been looking at, we've been kind of settling in with 67 shooting. We're the inbounder, and then Pi over there, they're doing the trussing and everything like that. So it's been working out pretty good, but we've been working together pretty well with switching out when we need to when the ball gets loose. So just, I guess, quick cycles pretty much, and hard defense is going pretty well for us.
All right, well, thank you so much, Evan, and we'll get back to Dan and Dave right now.
All right, thank you, Sarah. Let's take a closer look at the Fighting Pi.
Well, we're Team 1718. We're based out of Armada, Michigan.
We were founded in 2006 by our mentors, Mr. Royce, who came from Team 27 Rush, and Mr. Wall, who's one of our business mentors.
Well, we started out, we were modeled a lot after 27 because that's what I knew. I had been with them for 4 years, and that's how I knew to go about things. As the years went on, just looking at what's this team doing, what's that team doing, talking to them, how are you guys doing this, learning some of the tricks of the trade for building robots.
Talking to other teams that have been around for much longer, have been successful for several years, what they do differently from what we've done in the past and how we can change what we've done to kind of get us that competitive edge.
The success you see if other people have, you always want that then. So that just makes you work that much harder to try to get to that next level.
This year we have our own little special things about our robot that some teams that are older than us, have been around much longer, have been kind of like, oh cool, that's interesting.
Having the other teams come up to us and seeing mechanisms that they've never seen before really just makes you think that you've finally hit something outside the box then that maybe other people can then emulate.
It's kind of nice seeing big name teams come up to us and be like, hey, Pi, we like what you're doing with your intake here. How did you do it? And how, do you think we could do the same thing? Would you mind? It's like, we're one of the big guys now.
Getting up to be with those elite teams is it's a good feeling.
Right now, we're joined at the broadcast table by the chairman of First in Michigan. Well, Francois, tell us a little bit about your attitude and your investment emotionally in making sure that this program succeeds the way that you want it to.
Well, I got involved a long time ago. In 1996, I was at the time the chief engineer of Chrysler, and I recognized the need for finding new engineers for the car industry at a time where rarely young people would see one engineer on television. And I met Dean Kamen, the inventor of First, and he convinced me to try to rally the auto guys in Michigan. And I did just that in 1996. And started a group of well-wishing people, colleagues from Ford, GM, Chrysler, and the suppliers. And we started recruiting team in schools, and we started when we had only 2 teams. 2 schools were involved in Michigan. And since then, we've been growing steadily. More recently, about 5-6 years ago, we got better organized by creating our own organization in Michigan, First in Michigan. And we still have that we continue to grow at the rate we have been growing this year. Next year, we'll be getting close to be in every school in Michigan.
Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts and your passion with us today. And I'm sure all the kids and the parents and the business people here in the state of Michigan appreciate what you do. So everybody takes their positions as we roll into the first match, the first final match. Again, best of 3. Red Alliance featuring the Hot Team, Team Chaos, and the Fighting Pi. And the Blue Alliance, Team Rush, the Killer Bees, and the Megatron Oracles.
And we're underway, Dan.
Our autonomous period begins. Who's going to get off to the better start? Everyone's been consistent, getting a lot of points right off the hop. Red Alliance trying to catch up to the Blue Alliance.
And it is. It's all tied coming out of autonomous, 70-70.
Good hit in the corner on the Team Rush robot by the Red Alliance. And a truss pass for points. We follow the Blue Alliance and their robot, the Megatron Oracles. A little mishandled, 2 balls in the same spot.
Yeah, both balls down in the corner now. There's a pass from 74 to 17-18.
That's going to get points for the Red Alliance, but a Blue Alliance score by the Killer Bees.
Boy, suffocating defense there on 17-18. The two machines on that one, bottling up the Fighting Pie.
Fighting Pie getting knocked around, but a successful thrust pass. Still down about 30 points, though. And that ball doesn't go in the basket for the Blue Alliance. They were trying to get it to Team Rush, but
Rush playing defense on 67 now and doing a really good job of it, blocking them out. Now 67 spinning around.
That ball just sitting on the turf, picked up by the Killer Bees. A smart get.
And now 2 on that, but see the Bees say, points are harder to come by. These teams in the qualifications typically would not have been content with that low goal.
Great defensive play by Team Rush for Blue Alliance to dislodge that ball. Red Alliance down 60 points, 61.
And Hot just not being able to get through the defense. It's either 27 shutting them down or 27 and 33.
Hot team's going to fire in the corner and hit it.
It took a long time for that cycle. Just great defense by the Blue Alliance. 3:14, a nice pass off to the Killer Bees.
About a 50-point differential and a trust pass for the Red Alliance.
But there's a nice spin move by the Bees. That goal totally lit up.
Huge make for the Blue Alliance.
Blue Alliance starting to pull away, and time has run out for Red here in this one.
And the Blue Alliance winning by 81 points unofficially.
And their defense was just incredible. They just slowed down the cycling of that Red Alliance to a standstill. Both 67 and 33 playing defense quite often. I think 3:14 jumped in at times.
Look at that, only 40 points in Teleop.
Yeah,
right there.
No one would ever believe that. If in a qualifying match you said, okay, Team Chaos, the Hot Team, and the Fighting Pie are going to be together, and they're only going to score 40 in Teleop, about a half a day ago or a day ago, everybody would have said, you're crazy. No way is someone going to shut them down with their defense to where they're only doing 40 points in Teleop.
Let's go in the pits with the Megatron Oracles. Here's Sarah.
Thanks, Dan. I'm here with Devin from the Megatron Oracles. You guys just won the first match of the finals. How does that feel?
It's great. We've worked so hard to get here. We had a few tough matches yesterday we bounced back from. We got a good alliance, and now we're working with them very well. We come up with many different strategies, and it's worked for us so far.
Talking about the many different strategies, it definitely looked like you guys are playing that alliance a little bit differently than you have in the previous matches today. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, for this match, we have played Hot in the past at previous tournaments each of us had, and we know where their weaknesses are. So as a head scouter, I talk with the other head scouters, and we basically come up with places where they're most vulnerable. We pick down the vulnerability. We sit down, we have stats, we have pictures, videos, and we literally take robot to robot and just pick them apart.
All right, thank you so much, Devin. We'll let you get back to your team and get ready for the second match. All right, back to you, Dan and Dave.
All right, Sarah, thank you. So it's pretty simple right now. The next win for Blue Alliance is going to make them champions. Red Alliance would have to win twice.
That's correct.
To be champions.
We're ready over here down on red. We're ready down on blue. Ypsilanti, are you ready? Drivers behind the line, let's get this match
Winning
started.
time for the Blue Alliance. If they win, they are champions here at Eastern Michigan. The autonomous round begins successfully for the Blue Alliance and for the Red Alliance. Good starts for everybody.
Yep, all tied up again, all knotted up at 70, coming out of autonomous mode. Now this time they inbound to 67, so they did change things up. Before they were inbounding to 74. Now 67 dumps it in, and it's going to be the Fighting Pie. So they have changed roles here, and 74 appears to be playing all defense in 67. So we've got 2 playing defense.
Team Rush playing great defense on the Fighting Pie and keeping them away from that red ball. And that is huge.
Now
Great
74 coming in. So, and yet there's Rush holding off 2 machines trying to get to that.
And a missed shot by the Blue Alliance.
So the strategies have changed significantly.
And points for Team Chaos and the Red Alliance on a low goal score.
Very much different strategy.
A high goal make for the Killer Bees. A timely one. But they're still down by a decent amount of points. A truss score for both teams. And we got a mechanical issue perhaps on the Fighting Pie robot.
It still seemed to get the
like
shot
an arm
off
went
all right,
down, though.
But they got to be careful not to wedge that into another machine. So again, now inbounding to 67. So they did swap out.
Red Alliance is up 50 points, now 40, as a red ball comes flying right near our announcing table. And a shot by the Red Alliance comes up short.
And that hurts, a miss like that, because it's a 30-point match. Now 74 going over to scoop it up. Let's see if they can score it.
They
and
come
they
up
miss.
short. Here's the Killer Bees.
It's all lit up.
And they get one, a big one.
Red has to have that ball.
Blue is taking
now it's
the
going to be
lead.
67. Now let's see if 67 can break through the defense.
The hot team's going to have to get going to try to extend it. Only 10 seconds left.
They got to get around Rush.
They fire it. It
and
is
they
short.
miss it.
And that is going to do it here with a Blue Alliance win. They will not get another shot off. And the Blue Alliance ready to celebrate if the scoreboard holds up. Megatron's Oracles, the Killer Bees, and Team Rush will be state champions in the Michigan First Robotics competition.
That looks correct. They needed to score that last ball. 67 had picked it up. They had totally changed their strategy, right? They started inbounding to 67 and putting 74 and 17-18, the Fighting Pie, down on the offensive end. But they missed a shot, and that ball went down.
Here's our replay as we skip through some of the highlights. This is an autonomous. Everything perfect coming out of autonomous for both teams.
So close, a back and forth match. Then nice shot there by the Bees. But that
was the block.
Right there.
That defensive effort to derail that last shot, and the Blue Alliance celebrates. Kids from Flint, Auburn Hills, and Clarkston.
During that match, there was a technical foul against the Blue Alliance, a G12, possession of the opponent's ball. Let's see what it did to the scores.
A technical foul on the Blue Alliance is not enough to help the Red Alliance.
And so there are your champions. Team 27, Team 33, and Team 314. 27 was the Alliance captain. They chose 33, the Killer Bees, and then Big Mo. And so the Big Mo Cinderella year continues, 2 district wins, a finalist, state champions.
Let's go in the pits right now and join Sarah Zentarski with the winners. They are overjoyed, Sarah.
Yes, they are. I'm here with Ellen Green of the Killer Bees. Congratulations, what a win. You did it. How does it feel?
I've been dreaming of this since I watched our team win a state championship in 2011. That's when I became inspired to do this. This is where I wanted to be in my senior year, and we did it. And I'm so proud of my team because all 43 of us worked together to make this happen, and I couldn't be more thankful. After coming off of second in the world last year, this is so much better than being second in the world. This is the most competitive event in the history of all first events, and we won it, and it's amazing. I love this. I love first. This is amazing.
Congratulations, Ellen. She's just excited. She's enjoying her championship. Let's go back to Dan and Dave.
All right, Sarah, thank you. Well, that one expression says says it all.
That's right. That's right. The only thing you didn't hear is I'm going to Disney World, but
She's
better
going to
yet,
St. Louis.
Better yet, they're going to St. Louis.
That's right.
And the Edward Jones Dome now to compete, with 400 teams there from all over the U.S., Canada, Mexico, and it's going to be great.
Again, the champions of the Michigan Robotics Championship, the Megatron Oracles from Flint, the Killer Bees from Auburn Hills, and Team Rush from Clarkston. Thanks so much for joining us. A great afternoon of robotics competition here from my partner, Dave Brugge and Sarah Zintarski. I'm Dan Gutowski as we say so long from the Convocation Center in Ypsilanti. The First in Michigan Robotics State Championship is brought to you by
STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, is incredibly important. Frankly, it's one of my personal passions. When we look at how technical the vehicle is getting, we're going to need to have the right technical resources to make sure we can design and engineer the very, very best vehicles.
Bosch, a leading technology and services company in the automotive, industrial, consumer goods, energy, and building technology sectors, lives out its slogan, Invented for Life, by enriching STEM education among tomorrow's engineers and entrepreneurs.